It is Friday, November 18th, early in the morning here because I've got maybe I cut this short because I've got a pile of people showing up for lessons. Larry and then Sandy, then IGC alumni, Tom, which maybe we'll get some fly on the walls from Friday. I don't usually give lessons on Friday, but really looking forward to today. Three of my favorite people are showing up. And it's been kind of an interesting week. I'm almost embarrassed to say, no, I'm not. I'm going to try something this is really ill-advised because every time I let this song get rusty, I suffer. See? Okay, the rest is easy. Let me try. Oh, so close! That's the hard one. Anyway, I hope anybody working on Whodunit is getting the hang of it. I've told you this story before, and it has to do with I was really trying to write a song that was going to be approachable by my intermediate students. That was all fine and dandy. That part was great. It reminded me of a lot of other songs that I had. But when it came to the second part of what I'm considering the A section, so I will elaborate on the arrangement in just a second. But again, when it came to the second part of the A section, I had this A section, those 8 measures, nice solid 8 measures. It's really the same 2 measures done 3 times with just a slightly different ending. So that took about 5 minutes to come up with. And then I thought, oh great, I just do that twice. I come up with a B section that is 8 measures long, and then I come back and do the A section, and bingo, the song's finished. I've got a 32 measure thing. And as I started working on the B section, I thought, oh, it's got to go to B minor, and it's got to have a walking bass part. So all of a sudden, it's going something like this. And I'm thinking, okay, well, it just went from a 5 to an 8, maybe a 9. I don't know what I build it as in there. Anyhow, then I came up with a couple of other sections to really stretch it out. Totally different texture. And now we have a nice 4-minute song. So the original version on my album Cobble Creek, I mentioned all this in the forum, so if you've read this in the forum, this is old news. But the original version on Cobble Creek consisted of that 32 measure section A that is really a mini AABA, and then a section B that is 16 measures, and section C that is 16 measures that all have the pounding bass back and forth. And I thought, very simple. I'll do the 32 measure section A, I'll do the 16 measure B, do the 32A again, 16C, and the 32A, and it's over. But as I started playing it live, I thought, it's too long. I have 30 songs I want to play. I have time for 10 of them, so I had to kind of condense them. This is when I was doing shows with, I was kind of sharing the bill at Villa Montalvo here in Saratoga with some of my idols. It was pretty fun. Did shows, Lawrence Druber and Keola, and of course John Renborn and Al Stewart, and that's about it. That's my list of people that I've hung with. Well, that's most of it anyway. But so that's the story. A lot of time, and boy, one time I played this one, and I shortened it, so it only got to this part once. Boy, did I get chewed out too. There were some people in the audience afterwards that said, "Man, why'd you shorten sleight of hand? You only did that middle part that is the coolest thing once." I said, it's because I wanted to play 12 songs instead of 8. But anyhow. Okay, enough rambling about that. I do want to tell you a little bit about what's going on around here. Wait, I had other important things. There were some cool things that did happen this week. Finally finished Bicycle Tune. That took way longer than I thought, than I planned, for various reasons. Also, have been... I guess I'll go into this a little bit now, but I've been spending way too much time at doctor's offices lately. Don't worry, it's all good. It's just a bunch of surgeries are on the horizon for knees and shoulders and well, anyway. So maybe missing a little bit of time at the beginning of the year. It could be a lot of time. I'm not sure. We got to find out what kind of rehab time there is for double knee replacement and 2 shoulder surgeries. But that should all improve my guitar playing somewhere down the line. But let's see, what did I really want to talk about? I should just slow down. I gotta play something quiet. not the right key for that, but somehow that just started playing, the melody just popped out of that C chord. Oh well. Okay, what else did I want to talk about? Bicycle tune, finished. A few other little lessons we had. I want to thank Vanessa for jumping into a Graham Nash tune, Right Between the Eyes, from Four-Way Street. And what else? We took another look at Sandy, working on I Can't Tell You Why, because it was 2 years ago that we worked on that. So if you haven't seen that fly on the wall, it turned out to be a pretty fun thing, because we really took it to another level. It wasn't now just her taking stabs at it. It was kind of getting it performable, especially like with somebody else, working on harmony parts and a few other things like that. So let's see, what else? Oh man, rough week again. As all of our all the people we grew up with are getting older, they keep disappearing. So yeah, last week between Leon and Leonard. Also watched a very kind of disturbing kind of documentary, I guess, on Karen Carpenter, who comes up every time I think about that song, along with a few others. Well, never mind. Let's stay off that path right now. Oh, I did have one more thing I was going to talk about. Wait, yes, we did have a new pack come out. Eva Cassidy, I think 7 songs of hers, and one of the things I love about Eva's tunes are the first time I heard one of my students, Greta, brought me this 20 years ago. Probably pretty close. When did her first stuff come out? Late 90s, I think, right? Anyway, and we listened to Over the Rainbow, and I figured it out for her and showed her what to do. And aside from being blown away by her voice, I was really knocked out by the simplicity of her guitar playing. I thought, man, guitar players are going to love this. Great stuff. So if you're an Eva fan and you'd like to take a look at our 7-pack of Eva songs, I keep meaning I have kept. I should do more. But they're, the rest, I can't decide which other ones to add to it right now, because we've done Autumn Leaves and Fields of Gold and Kathy's Song and Time After Time, Songbird, Woodstock, and Autumn Leaves. That might have even been all of them. I don't know. But really, really, really cool. So we are back on the pack creation. Why couldn't I find that word? Oh well. And I noticed a forum post this is the last thing I'm going to talk about. Then I'm going to get on to my lessons today. And that is, somebody brought up, aside from the luthier stuff that we saw, Pierre maybe mentioned the book Clapton's Guitar, which I don't have right here, but one of my students, coincidentally, like about 3 days before that post came up, I started reading it because one of my students gave it to me and said, hey, you got to read this. And it was really interesting about Wayne Henderson, but also after a while I got a little tired of the rah-rahness of he's like the only great guitar builder in the world, and you know, only the cream of the crop could ever aspire to have one of his guitars. I'm sure he builds great guitars, and we have Michelle to speak for his ukuleles that she picked up at Puget Sound a few years ago. And anyway, so the book is kind of fascinating, but it's sort of written from a fan with stars in his eyes angle, and but does have a anyway, it's kind of good reading. I made it about a third of the way through it and said, okay, I gotta back to work because people at TG are still waiting for more songs, and I'm still not getting them to them. So, but I do have still a few kind of neat ones on the horizon. And I do want to thank Doug for posting the 3 Claxtons story. It's kind of not the, maybe the 3 Marlenas or the 6 Thatchers coming up. All different stuff. Wait a minute. Back to Earth. I should just shut up and play something. Okay, Thanksgiving rag, there it is. Probably won't see you next week, but maybe the first week of December. So happy holidays all here in the States, and hope everybody else around the world is having a nice November. Probably warm where Michelle is, but it's definitely cooling off here. That's it for today.